What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. Alexis Nunes here with a very special guest, a man that really and truly needs no introduction, especially in the Formula One world, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Ron Dennis joining us right now. And Ron, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's really nice to see you back in the headlines, of course, not necessarily for McLaren or Formula One stuff, but for an amazing initiative that you've gotten behind. And it sounds like it's a family affair, especially now, to try and help, in any way possible in this coronavirus pandemic. Can you tell us just a little bit more about it and just how it started?
Well, my eldest daughter is in fact a doctor and specializing in anesthetics in intensive care. So she would, under normal circumstances, be right in the front line. The reason she's not is that she's hopefully going to have a very successful second pregnancy. So she's pregnant at the moment. She was saying, Dad, all my friends, all they do is go home and eat cereals and milk, and that's what they survive on. So it started from there. And then I really built a small army, because I see this as a sort of war against this virus. And we started to deliver food to those, I would say, epicenter problems. Initially with the Oxford Teaching Hospital, which is called the John Radcliffe, and where we built the model, what was needed, how would it work, how do you distribute the food inside, how do we make it outside. And this is now scaling up to a delivery process of about 10,000 meals a day. It may go beyond, because we thought the limitation was food production. But one of the biggest supermarket company in this country, Tesco's, stepped up, and we have unlimited food of any type. So we're using our own facilities for supplements. We call it Boost Soup, which is a cross soup, meaning it's got no meat, it's vegan, it's everything, and basically it's full of energy. And they have this and fruit and energy bars and shakes and everything gets delivered to the ward. And then we have a thing called a dinner boost, which is a whole meal, all prepped, that they pick up as they go home, and they can just eat it and eat. And then we decided that there was one group that was going to be really forgotten, which is those medical, the doctors, the nurses, etc., who actually contracted the virus. So we are actually delivering, in conjunction with the hospital, we actually deliver a 5-day food pack to anyone that's out of the hospital and in isolation and unwell. So that's how the scheme was set up. And it's gone beyond. I mean, yesterday I had a million Easter eggs offered from Cadbury's. And, it was pretty hard to think about distribution. We had 300,000 hot cross buns, which is a traditional sort of food product at Easter. There's a company called Fife's, unlimited bananas, and it goes on and on and on and on, different companies. And what we're doing is we've got this 65,000 square foot food hub that is packaging everything in a very Formula One slick way. It takes about 10 seconds to pack a meal. In the Army Reserve Corps, effectively, to do all the packing. And we've got our version of sort of a bit like FedEx, it's called Yodel, and they're doing all the deliveries. So it's a real military operation. I'm very proud of what we've achieved in 12 days, all from nothing, plus quite a few £1 million to really supercharge the whole effort. They said, what was the best moment of your motor racing career? And I said, well, you probably won't know, you won't appreciate this, but I can tell you it was the day that I drove away from the company. But I've got to tell you why. And the reason why is I always said to people, I'm only ever going to be a chapter in the book of McLaren. Bruce McLaren founded it. I want to be a really successful chapter, but only a chapter. And of course, driving away is like the full stop on the chapter. And that's why even though I'm fiercely proud, and I know McLaren was very proactive in ventilator production, etc. I'm very proud of that part, but I won't take any responsibility in any shape or form, credit, for the 1st of July 2017 thereon. It's another part of my life. It's like moving from house to house. So going back to this project, it's the way I've taken it. This is just something that's got my total focus. I want to do it really, really well. I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of the support but it's not about me. It's about the cause. And that's what it's all about. So I don't miss Formula One whatsoever.
Plain and simple. Well, one thing I do have to pick your brain about as well, you may feel like you're a small chapter in McLaren's life. Many would say that you are actually a big chapter in Lewis Hamilton's life, and just seeing where he's come now, just getting that much closer to Schumacher's record, once we do eventually get to see racing again. Did you ever foresee it getting this big? Did you ever foresee him being this successful and being the force that he has become?
The circumstances under which I met Lewis, it was at a prize giving at the end of the season. And of course, this very young boy had this very straightforward approach to me and looked me in the eyes. And, I thought why not? Why not see if with guidance, someone that's clearly very determined can succeed? And really, the path that followed, which wasn't always easy, led to a point where Lewis was successful when he won his first World Championship. And everything that built up and happened up to that point was really, I wouldn't say a sort of coming of age, but it was, of course, the period in which he needed all the experience to take the raw talent, to develop the competence and focus. So for me, actually, the moment he won his first World Championship, it was sort of mission accomplished. And what's pleasing for me personally is that he's maintained his commitment and focus and his ability to sacrifice, which all great sportsmen do, and gone on to win many more world championships, as he will in the future. He will. I can see no reason why he won't set all the records.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.